All right, Xavier. Well, the number of hospitalizations across Texas is reaching new records every day. And today we'll hear from Governor Abbott about that issue. Michelle Choi has more.
Yeah, Steph, after Texas shattered COVID-19 hospitalization records for 4 straight days, this afternoon, Governor Greg Abbott will address both that and a spike in the number of new cases. It's a troubling trend, but for the past 2 weeks, Texas is seeing historic highs. The latest one set yesterday. The state health department reported over 2,300 confirmed patients in hospitals, marking the most hospitalizations linked to COVID-19 since the pandemic began. And Houston is considered one of the country's hot spots for coronavirus cases. The Texas Medical Center says while it is seeing a rise in hospitalization rates daily, we're still not close to running out of beds or ICU space, but there is an increased pressure on hospitals. Health officials say it's important for people to remember the virus hasn't gone away, even though the state continues to reopen.
I would kind of remind people is hashtag this is what I tell, this is not vacation.
Governor Abbott, who during an interview blamed people in their 20s for letting their guard down, refusing to wear masks and practice social distancing, joined by several Texas health leaders, will discuss the concerning numbers and record rates at 1 this afternoon. Health officials say the best way to combat COVID-19 remains the same. Wash your hands, wear masks in public, social distance, and stay home if you're sick, and most importantly, be vigilant about it. Guys, back to you.